for me, I've found in marketing, my social experience is a competitive advantage in business. So when people meet me and they're like, wait, I don't expect much from him, and then I over deliver, they're going, oh wow, wait, you have a master's. Oh, you have, you know.
You had a master's, bro.
That's when I was 24. Actually,
you ever told me
all
that?
three, me, my sister, and my brother all have masters. That's a whole nother conversation, but I always felt like, you know, that's a thing that changes the trajectory of a family for my family. Like, that's a standard now. Like, my niece and nephew do not think like it's not obtainable, right? And I think that's the same. The parallel when we go into business, right? That's why I love, like, that's what I love about you. You built a 7-figure business. You have an ad agency. You went to an HBCU, and you're hyper professional, but you look how you look. Yeah. So now, when we talk about shifting culture, you have to be able to, like, professional is what people perceive. So if I don't see any judges with braids, that's not going to be professional because it's not the majority.
Standard,
yeah, so typically, like, professionalism is based on who and what is the majority. You know what I'm saying? So now when we get into business and bullshit and we talking about, okay, well, how do we communicate with people that, like, here's the secrets to business, here's the pitfalls to avoid as, like, a business owner or entrepreneur, but how do I deliver it in a way that seems realistic and relatable, and, like, you don't think like I'm just your homie on the block, but you feel like you're talking to the homie. Yeah. Like, you gotta have somebody that's done it. Yeah. And somebody that can be all encompassing, and that's what I always have felt about you. You
Absolutely,
know what I mean?
Man. I appreciate that. That's why I chose to you know, do this with you as well, because I feel like we were so rare in that common space with one another, where it's like, man, like the conversations I've had with you, you know what I'm saying, about very high level business, you know, subjects and subject matter, and then the other ways that we connected, whether it's basketball, traveling, lifestyle things, and it's like, man, they don't understand that. I think, you know, part of why I want to do this, because, like, it's a perception out there that to be a business person or an entrepreneur, that, like you said, with what professionalism is, and it's absolutely okay to be buttoned up, to know your shit. You know what I'm saying? And to be very good at what you do, but to still be yourself. And not only is it okay, I see it as an advantage in the space. However, I think some people can take that message and get misguided and think that means that you don't have to know your shit and you don't have to actually be professional. And it's just like, show up as yourself. Like, no, it's both. Yeah. You gotta show up as yourself, but you also should be more comfortable doing that because you've trained. Yeah. You've put in the work, you've put in the hours. So it's like, you can't take away my validity and what I've achieved. That's what makes me comfortable being myself. I wish you would try me and ask me questions and try to treat me like I don't know what I'm talking about, because I know that ultimately that's where my confidence comes from. I know my shit. I put in this work. So you can't really make me feel, I used to be like, man, let me not wear my do-rag here, or let me not do this. And I'm like, wait a minute, bro. Like, for what? Like, your perceptions of me don't really matter until and unless we're doing business together, and then I can overcome your perceptions of me. So that's just the way I look at it, bro, and why I think this is a great opportunity for us to kind of, you know, explore this lane.
Yo, bro, that is so funny to me, because when you say people take the narrative of showing up as yourself, and they take that as, like,
take it too far.
They take it too far. Like you should always show up as yourself. You always should. Like, Shannon Sharp is one of my favorites of showing up as yourself. But his colloquialism or dialect does not mean he doesn't know how to construct a sentence.
Exactly.
So yes, I can, and some people like to say that as code switching. I don't see that as code switching. If the way I speak in LA is not necessarily the way I speak in DC. Like, naturally, I slur my words, but I only could do that in certain places. Like, in DC, I could slur my words because I know they understand what I mean by my tone. Like,
you're not sacrificing what your message.
Like, I'm giving you the same message, but my tone is different, or my delivery is different. Audience. But not even, different audience, but people misunderstand that tone has a way to communicate. Like, slur has a way to communicate something. Like it says something. Like your dialect communicates something.
Absolutely.
Right? So like I can't come to like a meeting where they never heard somebody say like, "What up, though?"
Yeah.
They're gonna say, "What do you mean by that?" Like, what did you just communicate?
Yeah.
So language, and then especially as a person that does marketing, you're always identifying how do I communicate a message to an audience to get them to respond the way that I want them to.
Exactly.
Right? Like
You can't just not think about that.
you can't just not think about that. I think that's the crux of marketing. Like, how do I get people to respond and do what I want them to do?
Yeah.